Picture this. A merchant ship cuts through the azure waters of the Aegean Sea, its crew scanning the horizon for easy prey. But today, they're about to encounter something far beyond their wildest imagination. What happens when mortal greed meets divine power? The answer lies in one of Greek mythology's most transformative tales. In ancient Greece, the sea was both highway and battleground. Pirates roamed these waters freely, preying on merchants and travelers alike. The Greeks understood that the ocean held mysteries beyond human comprehension, populated by gods who could appear in any form they chose. This belief would prove prophetic for one particular crew of Tyrrhenian pirates. Our story centers on Dionysus, the youngest of the 12 Olympian gods. Born from Zeus's thigh after his mother Semele's tragic death, Dionysus embodies duality itself. He's the god of wine and celebration, bringing joy and ecstasy to mortals, yet he's also a deity of divine madness and terrible vengeance. His very nature reflects the thin line between pleasure and destruction, between civilization and chaos. Unlike other Olympians who remained distant from humanity, Dionysus walked among mortals regularly. He traveled the world spreading his cult, teaching viticulture and demanding recognition of his divinity. Those who accepted him found prosperity and joy. Those who rejected him faced consequences beyond imagination. On this fateful day, Dionysus appears on a rocky shore as a beautiful young man. His dark hair flows like wine, his eyes hold depths of ancient wisdom, yet his youthful face suggests vulnerability. He wears rich purple robes that shimmer in the Mediterranean sunlight, and golden ornaments that speak of wealth and status. To any observer, he looks like a perfect target. The Tyrrhenian pirates spot him from their swift vessel. These aren't desperate men driven by poverty, but professional raiders who've made careers of theft and kidnapping. They see opportunity in this apparently wealthy youth standing alone by the water. Their captain orders the ship toward shore, already calculating the ransom this prize might bring. As their vessel approaches, the pirates call out false words of friendship. They offer passage to wherever the young man wishes to go, speaking of fair winds and safe harbor. Dionysus smiles knowingly, but steps aboard without resistance. The crew exchanges meaningful glances, believing they've found the easiest mark of their careers. Once at sea, the pirates reveal their true intentions. They speak of slave markets and wealthy buyers, of the fortune this beautiful youth will bring them. Some suggest selling him to wealthy Romans who prize exotic servants. Others propose ransom, noting his obvious nobility. They begin binding him with thick ropes, laughing at their good fortune. But as they work, strange things begin happening. The ropes refuse to hold. They slip through their hands like water, falling uselessly to the deck. The pirates try again and again, but no bond can contain their prisoner. Dionysus stands calmly among them, his smile never wavering, his eyes beginning to gleam with inner fire. Lycurgus, the ship's helmsman, feels the first stirring of fear. He sailed these waters for decades and knows the old stories. Something about their captive seems wrong, too perfect, too calm. He whispers warnings to his crewmates, urging them to release the youth before it's too late. But greed has blinded the others to danger. Then the transformations begin. Sweet wine suddenly flows from the ship's sides, its aroma filling the air with intoxicating perfume. Vines heavy with purple grapes sprout from the deck, their tendrils wrapping around the mast and rigging. Ivy spreads across the hull like living green fire, transforming their familiar vessel into something from a dream. The wine isn't just appearing, it's flowing upward, defying natural law. It cascades from the sail, pools in impossible spirals around the mast, and creates flowing rivers that dance through the air. The very planks of the ship seem to pulse with life, as if the vessel itself is awakening. Panic seizes the crew as they realize they're witnessing divine power. Some fall to their knees, finally recognizing the god among them. Others try desperately to escape, but there's nowhere to run on the open sea. The ship continues its transformation, becoming a floating garden of supernatural beauty and terror. Dionysus himself begins to change. His youthful appearance melts away, revealing his true divine form. He grows taller, more imposing, his eyes blazing with the fire of stars. Wild beasts materialize around him, lions and leopards that pace the deck with predatory grace. The sound of invisible drums fills the air, along with the haunting music of pipes that seem to come from everywhere and nowhere. The god's voice, when he finally speaks, carries the weight of mountains and the fury of storms. He condemns the pirates for their greed, their disrespect, their failure to recognize divinity when it stood before them. This isn't just punishment for attempted kidnapping, but judgment for their entire way of life, their rejection of sacred laws of hospitality that governed Greek society. One by one, the pirates begin their own transformation. It starts with their hands, fingers fusing together, skin darkening and becoming smooth. Their arms elongate, their faces push forward into snouts, their eyes migrate to the sides of their heads. They're becoming dolphins, intelligent creatures of the sea, but no longer human. The transformation isn't painful in a physical sense, but the psychological horror is overwhelming. They retain their human consciousness long enough to understand what's happening, to feel their humanity slipping away like water through their fingers. Their voices become clicks and whistles, their thoughts simplify. Their memories of land-based life fade like dreams. Only Lycurgus, the helmsman who showed wisdom and fear, receives mercy. Dionysus spares him because he recognized the divine presence and tried to warn his companions. The god doesn't reverse the other's fate, but he ensures Lycurgus understands the lesson. Sometimes, wisdom means recognizing power greater than your own. As the newly created dolphins leap from the ship into the wine-dark sea, they carry with them a new nature. They become helpful to sailors, guiding lost ships and rescuing drowning men. Their transformation from predators to protectors reflects Dionysus's complex nature as both destroyer and savior. This myth resonates far beyond its surface narrative. It explores themes that remain relevant today: the consequences of greed, the importance of recognizing what deserves respect, and the transformative power of divine justice. The pirates' punishment fits their crime perfectly, changing predators of the sea into its guardians. The story also reflects ancient Greek attitudes toward hospitality and respect for strangers. In a world where gods walked among mortals in disguise, treating any stranger poorly could have divine consequences. This tale served as both entertainment and moral instruction, reminding listeners that appearances can deceive. Dionysus's role in this story showcases his position as a god of boundaries and their crossing. He transforms wine into miracle, ship into garden, men into dolphins. He embodies the Greek understanding that the line between civilization and wildness, between human and animal, between mortal and divine, is thinner than we imagine. The myth has inspired countless artistic works throughout history. Roman mosaics depict the transformation scene, Renaissance painters captured the moment of divine revelation, and modern literature continues to explore themes of metamorphosis and divine justice. The image of dolphins as former humans resonates in contemporary environmental consciousness. Today, this ancient tale reminds us that power without wisdom leads to destruction, that greed blinds us to greater truths, and that transformation, though sometimes painful, can lead to redemption. The pirates who became dolphins found a new purpose in protecting rather than preying upon others. In our modern world, where we often feel disconnected from consequences of our actions, Dionysus's story offers a powerful reminder. It suggests that justice, though sometimes delayed, ultimately transforms both the wrongdoer and their understanding of right and wrong. The wine-dark sea still holds these lessons, waiting for those wise enough to listen.